So I saw this video by Ada Ojalingwa, and that she
Make your
spoke with
children
my
do
kind of
hard
mindset.
things. Expose your children to discomfort that will not destroy them. As long as that discomfort will not destroy them, it will help them in building character. So that is what I would, if I was in Nigeria. You see that barrow post I made? I will tell you with every conviction and certainty that me, I'm the kind of mother who will buy the barrow, give to my son. A wealthy woman like me, I will buy the barrow, give to my son, and send him into the market to go and carry. I will do it. You doubt me? Those who know me know that I can do that kind of thing. No pretense. And it will teach the kind of humility, compassion for people like that. I want my children to be compassionate to people that are less privileged. I want my children to be determined to develop greater determination to succeed. Nothing makes a person more determined to succeed than when you put them in a position of discomfort. The drive and the determination to succeed will just come out because they do not want to remain in that discomfort for too long. Now me go give them that barrow to go and push. How can you stay in my house? You are not earning shishi. I've finished training you. I've finished investing in your education. You have not created a business for yourself. Yes, but jobs are not available. Create one for yourself. If you cannot create one for yourself, you're not coming up with anything meaningful with your time, and I send you learn skills, and you're not making use of the skills you have learned to make progress, and I support you. I support you in the way I can, and you still insist on just, I go change them for you. I go change them for you, and you will wake up. I'm that kind of mother. But that to tell you that a child I raise will not even get to that level. A child I raise will not get to that level. Right from their primary school and secondary school, they would have been exposed to graded levels of discomfort that is healthy, that will form their character, that will give them skills. Do you know the skills it will give them? Amazing. Do you know the skills? The kind of skills they cannot get from anywhere else. It will even give them social skills because they'll get to talk to people. Not just the humility, but understanding in the processes of how things are achieved. And the sense of responsibility to hold themselves accountable, to manage themselves, to even self-regulate them. They will understand to be patient with life and to be patient with themselves. They will not have this egombute mentality of quick, get rich quick. They will not. Because from an early age, they know that things take time. So I'm that kind of mother that would have exposed my children to those graded levels of discomfort because I was exposed to laboring as a child. My father did it to us. We followed so that we will know how food is produced, so that we will know not to waste food. Because of when you finish knowing how you planted it, how you weeded it, how you watered it, how it grew, how many weekends you spent in the farm. No person go tell you, say, you will mind that food will be precious. You treat it, it will remove wastage. Your children will not be wasteful. We were not wasteful at all. We cannot throw food in the dustbin. Ask my children till today. In my house, zero wastage policy. Take the food you can finish. If you can't finish it, cover it, put it in the fridge. You eat it the next day. What my father, the only pity he did us is he will call tractor because the land was so big. He will call tractor occasionally. He will call tractor when it's time to till the ground, till the soil. And occasionally he will pay when the work is too over, because I told you it was large expanse of land. When it becomes too much for us to cope with, then he will pay laborers to join us. We had paid laborers that would join us, but we joined those laborers in laboring. So we worked as laborers along with the laborers. So you see, being a laborer is something I have done. It is those ones that found themselves at the top suddenly. This is them that look down on people. It is them that they treat people with disrespect because they think that the job they're doing is lowly. That is why I'm a good financial manager today. Because my father taught us how to value money, because money is hard to make. When you don't raise your children to value money by not exposing them to any form of discomfort, how would they know how to value money? How would they know that when you give them money, they should be so grateful, no matter how little? That any little money anybody gives them, they should be so grateful. Zero entitlement mentality. That is what it does. And it builds skills, problem-solving skills. You see, thinking outside the box, because it exposes them to be resourceful. You just find yourself being resourceful. Because while you're doing that kind of job, you encounter problems. And you solve those problems. You think ways outside the box to solve the problem. That is you growing your resourcefulness. That is you growing your resilience. That is you growing your determination, your perseverance, your persistence in achieving goals. Because you have been in a situation, in a difficult situation, you were able to solve your problem, and come out of that difficult situation. In that, when you're doing that menial job, when you're doing that laborer job. In fact, it instills wisdom. The kind of wisdom it will instill in your child is not the kind of wisdom you can sit down and talk to them. There's a certain level of wisdom and common sense that somebody can only get by experience. Only by experience. And then, not just that, it also exposes the lapses that you need to address as a parent in your child. Then, when you compel them to become laborers in one way, shape, or form, then you know whether your child, do they have the ability to even wake up in the morning every day and keep it up? Can they keep down a job? A lot of over-pampered kids today cannot keep down a job. They've graduated from the university. They've gotten a job, but their parents did use connection and got them a job. Yeah, they cannot keep that job. Luxury should be reward for good behavior. It shouldn't just come automatically that they're living a luxurious life. Why? How have they earned it? How can they sustain it for themselves? Have you asked yourself that luxury that you're giving your child? How can they sustain it for themselves? Today, if you drop dead, how is that child going to sustain themselves? What skills are you giving them? So the skills that exposing them to that kind of laborer job, menial jobs, very early in life, is to give them skills that gives them confidence. As somebody is skilled in managing situations and managing and dealing with difficult situations and coming out of it and solving problems and giving value, serving people. Do you know what it means to serve? To be able to serve others. Do you know the kind of wisdom it teaches? Akonuche. A lot of young people these days, they don't have akonuche. If I was in Nigeria, I'll tell Nigeria to choose. I won't even tell them to choose. You must do a laborious job. I'll just tell you, look at the options you have. If you say that the one you want is to be doing the caring, I'll ask any of my friends, so do they need a house help? Do they need a babysitter? You understand me? Childminder, domestic staff. I'm the kind of mother who send my child to work as a domestic staff in one of my during their holiday, even if it's for 1 month. And pay them whatever it is they're paying other people, so that they will learn to respect even their own domestic staff. Go and work at domestic staff in somebody, instead of you to stay at home idling around, wasting away. Once I notice that, but I don't even need to notice anything, I will expose you to that. Go. There are people looking for people who to wash their cars. My son Ebu, when he was looking for a job, and he was finding it hard to find. You know, I told you how Chuchu struggled to get a job. He was finding it hard to find a job. What did I do? He now has a part-time job. What did I told him, go do a flyer. You wash cars very well. What skills do you have? He washes cars very well. He washes our cars very well. I told him, make up a flyer. He went to Canva, made up a flyer that car wash, made an offer. How much he washed the car. He offered car wash services. He offered that he will do laundry. He offered that he can clean house. He did that in an offer and put it on a flyer and was sharing it in our estates. I made him go. He was putting it in letterboxes. I told him, create a job for yourself if you haven't found a job. Create one for yourself. He was going to wash people's cars, clean their offer to wash their bathrooms and clean their house, and also launder their clothes. He can do that. He does that at home excellently. Why can't he offer it as a service? It's not a skill. There must be people looking for somebody who can do that for them. People who are too busy to do that, they're too busy with work. I made him do that. He did it. Thankfully, as he just shared the first set, I was about to go to the next estate. Bam, he now got a job that he now does part-time. But I made him do that. To teach him how to be resourceful, to teach him to think outside the box, to teach him how to problem solve, to teach him how to create employment for himself. And you think if I was able to do this in Obodo, but I won't do it in Nigeria. You don't know the person you're talking to. I'm allergic to never do wells. I'm allergic to it. I can't stand it. I'm allergic to adults who are never do wells. I can't stand it. It vexes my spirit. I find it very toxic. It's a very toxic trait. Every day you're telling story. One story after another. I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't do. Meanwhile, all around you are people that are doing that same thing you say you cannot do. And they're progressing. Because I want my children to do hard things. I want them to get used to doing hard things. I want them to be tough. I want them to be thick-skinned. I don't want them to be sensitive, fragile, falling apart. I don't want over-pampered children. I'll treat them with love and well, but I'll also hold them accountable and responsible. And they have no other choice but to be highly responsible and be very productive members of society and be very successful by the grace, mercy, and favor of God. Yes. So as I'm doing my own, I'm begging God to please do his own. And God will not fail me. He has never failed and he will never fail. He's a rewarder of those who diligently seek him. So in your parenting, ensure that you're not overprotective. Shielding your children. Hey, this one will have my child. This one will do this one. In preventing your children from exposing them to healthy things that will test them and challenge them to tough situations, to difficult situations. In shielding them. I don't want my child to be injured. I don't want you end up destroying them and harming them, doing them the greatest harm. A lot of parents have done their children the greatest harm by being overprotective, constantly protecting, as if you'll be with them everywhere they go. As if one day they will not leave home. Will you follow them? I understand the need to protect to a healthy level, but it's unhealthy protection. There are parents who are protecting their children to unhealthy levels. They won't even let them do anything. You cannot be there all the time. Ask yourself, if I'm not there today, will my child survive? Will my child adapt? How will your child adapt to circumstances that change? Do you think you'll be there all the time? Will you be present? Will you live forever to save them from every situation they find themselves? Raise your child for the future. Raise your child. Think, what kind of child do I want?
This video ended up describing the kind of personality traits I possess. It ended up exposing some of the reasons why I have the kind of beliefs I have. And I'm really proud of myself, and I'm happy that all the sufferings, all the time of going through hardship and trying to make ends meet, they formed me. They helped to build my character, to do a lot of things in my life. And with everything this lady said, I can say it is 100% true because of my own background, because of where I am also coming from, and how these things she explained helped me as well. And I think it is something that everybody, like every parent, should try to look into, to help the children to develop that character and consistency.